Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Holden Blaze, and today we're going to be talking about Hedera Hashgraph. Hedera Hbar is a very unique cryptocurrency, and in fact uses a completely different form of technology than other blockchains. We will be covering the underlying technology of the Hedera Hashgraph in this video, while also covering the founding team of Hedera, the use case of Hedera, how it stands out from other layer 1s, the tokenomic structure, and my personal price predictions. I am quite bullish on Hbar, however, you should know I am not a financial advisor. None of this video is financial advice. I am just a crypto enthusiast sharing my own thoughts and opinions on this cryptocurrency. Now, to get into the video, we should all note that Hedera Hbar is a layer 1 cryptocurrency, similar to Ethereum or Solana. All three of these operate in very different ways. However, they all are layer 1 cryptocurrencies, and Hedera itself is a proof of stake cryptocurrency. This means that it is less decentralized than some of the other proof of work cryptocurrencies that are on the market. Something like a Bitcoin or Kaspa is hands down more decentralized than a project like Hedera. However, I personally think that Hedera gets way too much hate for being centralized, and in fact the underlying technology is impressive enough to make up for that downside. We will talk about the founding team itself, and while yes, it is centralized, I am personally a very big fan of how they went about creating this centralized team, because they did it in a very decentralized manner. If we see here, the Hedera Governance Council is made up of 39 different chairs, and each of these chairs holds a representative from a very large company. Now, a lot of these companies you may recognize. I personally am familiar with all of the US-based companies on this list. However, Hedera purposely had the seats of this governance council be held by companies all over the world. They didn't want all of the representatives to be based out of US companies, because that makes the whole project more centralized. If you have a project where the head governance team is made up of 39 individuals, all from different places around the world, working in different sectors of the market, it's going to be a lot harder to have a mass majority vote on any certain topic. This itself makes the governance council somewhat decentralized. Like, yes, it is obviously a centralized group that is controlling the path of Hedera. However, that centralized group was designed in a very decentralized way, and I am personally okay investing into it as a crypto holder. That is mainly because of their Hashgraph technology. If we compare it side by side to a blockchain, you can already see it's a little bit more advanced. I'm not going to go into an extreme deep dive into Hashgraph technology. I'm going to save that for a future video. However, you should note that these nodes are using a gossip protocol, which basically makes them share information to all the other nodes on the Hashgraph, and it can decipher information a lot faster than something like a blockchain. Right here is a pretty good visualization of what a Hashgraph is. You can see there are names at the bottom of the screen. That doesn't actually relate to Hbar. It just makes it a little easier to understand the whole gossip protocol. You can see with this example here, in the first round, Bob shared the info he had to Hank. Hank then shared the info that Bob gave him and his info to Ellen. If you go round by round here, you can see by the end, everyone should have all the information that everyone else does. That means it can form a consensus and form a new block, which it can then branch from again. We should note that Hashgraph is also much more energy efficient than a blockchain. There's in fact no energy wasted in a Hashgraph, as it fixes the problem of abandoned blocks and allows for all energy to be put towards the Hashgraph. Again, this technology is made possible with this gossip protocol and the gossip about gossip protocol. However, I honestly can't give justice to these concepts right here. They require a full video to talk about. So if you want to look into it, look into virtual voting, gossip protocol, and gossip about gossip, because those are the underlying functions which make Hashgraph so successful. This technology also allows for a Byzantine fault tolerance. Now, a Byzantine fault tolerance is a computer system's ability to continue operating even if some of the nodes fail or act maliciously. Many blockchains are not Byzantine fault tolerant, as it is hard for these nodes that are bad actors to get recognized and for the blockchain to continue onwards. With Hedera's Hashgraph technology, all of these nodes are gossiping about each other, and so if there is a faulty node, all of the other nodes can recognize it and block it out and move on with the hash graph itself. It's really hard to come to consensus on a blockchain if there is an issue with one specific node. However, Hedera addresses that issue to make it a non-issue. Now, I have mentioned that Hedera is very good at attacking the scalability issue of the blockchain trilemma. It may shock you just how many transactions that Hedera can handle. If we look here at Chain Inspect, Hedera basically doubles Solana's real-time transactions. It's currently doing over 10x the transactions that Ethereum is capable of, and its max recorded transactions per second is over 3,000. Looking at all of these layer 1s, it's pretty obvious that Hedera is the clear winner in this situation. They can handle more transactions than any other layer 1, not even close, and they do so in a very efficient manner. Like I said earlier, the hash graph does not waste any energy that goes into it, and with that, the Hedera Hbar project is in fact carbon negative. They do produce a small amount of carbon with their hash graph, however, they buy carbon offsets, and the whole project is carbon negative. Not many projects out there can say that, and something like Solana, which is known for being much more environmentally friendly than something like Ethereum, is still 170x more energy intensive than a project like Hedera. Even comparing Hedera to Visa, we can see that the carbon output is 1,000 times smaller using Hedera. I really love to see that because, in my opinion, the masses will adopt cryptocurrency when the technology makes these projects undeniable. When these crypto projects are so much more efficient than the normal fiat way of handling money, we will see a mass adoption of these technologies, and I think Hedera Hashgraph put themselves in a great position for this next cycle. We saw a ton of hate for proof of work cryptocurrencies last cycle because of how energy intensive they were, and Hedera is boasting a carbon negative commitment while setting the record amount of transactions for any layer 1. I think that's something you should not overlook, and while yes, Hedera is a little more centralized than we would all like, it still is somewhat decentralized. We have to recognize that their founding team is quite diverse, and I personally think it's a lot more decentralized than a project like Solana. Currently, Hbar is around 7.5 cents with a market cap of roughly $2.5 billion. We can see here that 67% of the total supply is in the circulating market, and you should note that that number has risen drastically since last cycle. A few years ago, we saw this number much closer to 20%, and personally, I am a huge fan that they are diluting the market when they are. We can see here on their treasury management report, they have been steadily adding to the circulating supply over the past couple of years, and we should note that there is actually a huge amount of tokens being put onto the market in Q1 of 2024. Now, following simple supply and demand, this is not good for Hbar price. However, long term, I really like it. After Q1 of 2024, we will see 77% of all Hbar on the circulating market. That means that further dilution from that point will only have less and less of an impact on the Hedera price, and if Hedera keeps adding to the circulating supply at the pace that they're going, we should see 100% of all Hbar on the market in 2025. This would be great in my eyes. Hedera is currently going through its inflationary period, which is part of their long-term roadmap. This is all part of their plan. However, they are inflating much faster than they initially expected. On their initial roadmap here, we should be at 32% of the total supply being in the circulating supply. However, we are instead over double that at 67%. The one thing I do not like about Hbar is that they have not updated their future plans of when they are allocating these tokens to the market. Yes, we can see in Q1 of 2024, they are going to add a sizable amount of Hbar to the circulating supply, but they don't have a long-term roadmap anymore. They announced they were going to deviate from the initial plan, but they never gave investors a full laid out plan. I really don't like that because I want to see transparency in a cryptocurrency project. That is one thing that frustrates me because you can see here, it's been a couple years since they've deviated from this plan. And I've searched all over Reddit. I cannot see a clear-cut plan of Hbar tokens being released to the circulating supply. If you know where I can find that information, drop a comment down below. However, we should note that by putting all of these tokens on the circulating supply much faster than they initially planned, the inflation rate of Hbar will not be a huge issue going forward. Obviously, we will definitely experience some inflation in the year of 2024, but by the time the bull market is hitting its euphoric stage in 2025, I think we are going to be very close to seeing 100% of the total supply of Hbar in the circulating market. If that happens, I think there is a very high price potential for Hbar. It's currently at 7.5 cents, and a lot of people are calling for Hbar to hit $1. I personally think it will hit $1, and it's somewhat of a low estimate. I personally will withdraw my initial investment from Hbar when it hits $1. However, we should note that if Hbar hits $1, that is only matching the market cap of Solana right now. If Hbar was to match the market cap of Solana from last cycle, we would be looking at a $2 Hbar. I think that is completely realistic. I'm not sure if we'll hit $3. However, I am predicting we will get very close to that $2 mark. For me personally, I'd be very happy selling my Hbar bag above $1.50. But you should note, this is not financial advice. These are my own personal predictions. However, I just wanted to share them with you guys because we are looking at roughly a 30x from the current prices of today. I really hope you found some value in this video. If you did, check out some of the other content around my channel. I'll see you in the next upload. Peace out.